Do you need to learn German to live in Germany? This is a very important question that I get asked from time to time, and we're going to be talking about it today. It's a sunny winter morning here in Berlin. At least I'm excited that the sun is out. It improves the mood for, I'm sure, not only me. Even though the weather is saying -8 degrees, the sun is out, and you know that spring is coming soon in a matter of weeks, you know. Yeah, today we're going to be talking about a very important question that I get asked from time to time: if you need to learn German to be able to live in Germany. And it's not a question that you can answer with a yes or no, especially in times after COVID and in times like this. So today I'm going to be breaking down that question: if you need to learn German to be able to live well in Germany. So stay tuned. I've been living in Germany for about 6 years now, so I can say that Germany presents a lot of opportunities to people. However, what I've seen in the past few years is that because of the language, people are like restrained, or they raise eyebrows when you mention Germany in the list of countries that people could relocate to, you know. And they're like, well, they don't speak English. Yes, English is not the only language in the world, and learning a second language is actually something that's very, very beneficial, but I digress. However, in recent years, in some career paths, for example in tech industry and even other industries, you can work as an English speaker. Like, because there are a lot of companies here in Germany that are global and they are international, the language that is used at work is mostly English, especially because those companies are bringing in more skilled workers from different parts of the world, and a lot of companies speak English at work. Also, there are more and more courses that are being taught in English in the German university, especially in big cities. Now, I've met with a lot of people that have lived here for years and have not bothered to try to even learn the language at all, and they've been living fine. I've also met with a lot of people that have lived here for a number of years and they've invested time and energy to learn the language. So today I'm going to be talking about things you need to think about when you're considering learning the language or not. First, let's talk about the advantages of learning the language. The first thing will be integrating into the local culture, which is really, really important. When you're able to learn the language, you'll be able to integrate into the cultures of the society, be able to know what is right, what to do at what particular time, and what not to do. The second will be better communication with the locals. This is so important, especially from my experience with living here in Germany. Integrating into the local culture is really, really important, because especially as time goes on, if you're living here for long and if you have family here, if you have kids here, you would want to integrate into the culture. You want to like maybe have a conversation with someone you just met, maybe on the road, at work, and maybe the person is just a local and does not speak English or does not speak your primary language. So learning the language really help. For instance, at smaller stores in not so big cities, you'll be able to have a conversation maybe with a seller, or asking questions about what you want and stuff like that. Another advantage would be increased job opportunities. This is very true, because for instance, if you're looking for a job, let's say on job boards, for example LinkedIn, and you have to put some filters, you know, where the language is concerned, if you're really vast and you're really fluent in German, you can apply for jobs that are German speaking and you will not be scared at German speaking. But on the other hand, if your German is not so fluent, you will have to scroll past any job that is posted in German or that requires that you have to be fluent in German. You know, for instance, maybe you searched for your job role and maybe 50 job roles came out, and then you have to filter down for language. Maybe the number of jobs that are now available because you speak only English would be maybe, let's say 20 or 15 or something like that, which gives you a lower chance compared to if you were able to apply to the 50 jobs that were available initially. So you can apply. So if you are able to learn the language, you can apply for both English and German jobs. I don't want to call it a disadvantage to learning the language would be the commitment and the challenges. Yes, I wouldn't say that the language is so straightforward and so easy to learn. One has to commit time and time and your mind to it. One has to commit time, time. One has to set out time to be able to consciously learn the language. Maybe it could be maybe going to a language school. If you're working, maybe after work. If you're schooling, maybe you could ask from your school if they take language classes, of which most of them are usually in the evenings because of people that work and all that. So by the time you're already tired at the end of the day, and then you remember that you still have to attend a German class for 3 hours from 6 to 9, you know, it really takes a lot of commitment to be able to do that, you know. And so some people after one level or two, they're like, oh, I'm just done. Especially because if they can get by using the basic language that they've learned in previous levels that they've done. So yeah, to be able to learn the language to a very, very high level, it requires so much time and commitment. That being said, here are the scenarios where learning the language is really, really essential. Like I mentioned before, there are certain job requirements that there's nothing you can do about it. For instance, in the health sector, you just have to know the language because you're going to be mostly interacting with the locals, so there's no way to go around it. You have to just learn the language. So there are some jobs that you really, really need to be fluent to be able to work those job roles. Now another scenario will be dealing with bureaucracy and official matters. Oh my god, this is so important, especially when you receive a call from maybe the Burger Amt or any government office and they're trying to ask you for something, or you are trying to call a government office to ask about something and you don't speak Deutsch. I witnessed it in sometimes and it was really, really bad. Like, it's so frustrating. It's so frustrating and so annoying. I'm like, oh, I must learn this language. And so if you're able to learn the language, like dealing with bureaucracy matters, because in Germany, that's how you live here, with you will not have to deal with bureaucracy. Like, Germany and bureaucracy are twins. So to be able to deal with bureaucracy better and official matters better, learning the language will really, really go a long way. Like, there's some places that you go to ask, maybe in a swimming school or in a dance school or whatever it is, and the people that are going to be attending to you are just going to be speaking strict German, and you're like, sprechen Sie ein bisschen? Like, nine. And sometimes they're like, oh, maybe a colleague, and the colleague is on leave and there's something you can do about it. You can't wait for the person because you need your matter to be resolved immediately. Then it becomes so annoying. Thankfully, there are some cities like maybe Berlin, the middle of Berlin, you know, that you would most likely find someone who speaks English. But there are some rural areas that they only speak German. There are some really, really small rural areas that they strictly speak German. So if you happen to be living there, working there, schooling there, whatever, you find yourself in that type of place, you just have to learn the language. Like, you just have to know the language. And I think that's really good. Maybe because we landed in Berlin, it made us really, if it's laid back, oh, we'll learn the language, we'll learn the language, we'll learn the language. And it also, maybe for some people, when they land in Berlin and like they can get by without learning the language, and so they keep pushing it forward. So now here are language alternatives, like alternatives that you can have from speaking, you know. Yeah, so I'll call them language alternatives. Time goes by, they are now English friendly cities. For instance, Berlin, like I said, Frankfurt, because they are big cities, and then and due to that there are more immigrants there, so you would find a lot of people that speak English there. So if you cannot be bothered with learning the language, maybe living in a bigger city would help. You'll be able to get by to a certain level with just speaking English. Also, like I said earlier, maybe just learning the basics for essential tasks would do for some people. Some people just like maybe just learn what your name, where you're from, and just the basics, not going in maybe A1, A2, you know. For some people it works for them and they've been able to live here for years with just learning the basics. Also, if you have time constraints, because we cannot let go of the fact that some people do not just have the time to learn the language because they are they're being drawn by work, by school, by maybe maybe they have kids they have to rush back home to cater for and all that. There are other alternatives that you can look to, which are learning apps on your phone. You can use Duolingo. I'm on Duolingo, and it really helps because you can do it on the go. Maybe you're in the commute or you have a 30 minutes break at work and you're having lunch, something you can do alternatively while doing something else. Maybe you're on your couch and relaxing before going to bed, something you can just do. You can just maybe pick your phone and just maybe do 30 minutes a day, 1 hour a day, which is really better than not learning it at all. So with that, I have come to the end of this video. I hope you've been able to pick one or two points to consider when you're thinking about learning the language, the German language or not. So I wish you all the best, and I'll be seeing you on my next one. Let me know if you have any questions in the comment section, and thanks for watching. Bye.